Morning guys, we're here at the UK Martial Arts Show and I'm sat next to Paul Oxtoby, who is an amazing Taekwondo expert. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your career?
Yeah, started martial arts in 1986. Started doing Shotokan first because that was local to me. And then I started at a kickboxing club with quite a well-known instructor in the area, Phil Glover, who was a British and European champion. And then a Taekwondo club started in the village where I live, and I started doing Taekwondo as well, so I'm doing all three for a long time. And I just carried on training mainly in Taekwondo and kickboxing.
And on my left, sorry I didn't get your name.
It's a long one. It's a long one.
Seelan
Rangasamy.
Seelan Rangasamy.
It's good.
Cool.
Been called worse.
Sorry.
Not bad at all.
Stop that. And obviously you do Taekwondo as well.
Yeah,
and would you like to tell us a little bit about your?
Yeah, it started with a style called Tang Sudo, and I did that for many years, about sort of 8-9 years as a kid, and come 1986. I left Tang Sudo, felt a bit lost, didn't know what to do, and found a local Taekwondo club run by a man called Tony Slaney, who was in charge, well, one of the people in charge of the British Taekwondo at the time. And Taekwondo was just coming into the Olympics as a demonstration sport, and so I thought I'd have a go. So at 87, I started Taekwondo. I managed to fight in the selection tournaments, was lucky enough to win those, and in 88 went to the Olympic Games.
Wow.
And then from then, after the Olympic Games, came back from that, went to the World Championships on the British team, and then was the British coach, junior coach for a little while, and coached the Army, British Army as well for a little while. And run my own small organisation, TKD England at the minute, and still trying to be a martial artist, and struggling more as you get older, but yeah, that's basically it.
So from competing at that high level, obviously that 1988, it's a long time ago, how would you say the sport is now compared to then? Would you say it's different? Would you say it's progressed?
Definitely. It's a bit like watching tennis and badminton, really. You play with a racket, and it's just two totally different sports, in my mind. You still use kits, but the kits are so different, aren't they? It's a totally different arsenal of kits that you have. You still use some of the old kits, but the emphasis on the power has gone now. With the introduction of the EPBs, electronic body protectors, it's just changed everything. You don't have to kick so hard now. So, yeah, it's a very different style. They're still very skilled at what they do, but it is like watching a totally different sport. I think back in the day, the emphasis was on the power. You were supposed to hit with what's called, what was it, a trembling shock. That was the terminology used.
Move the body when you hit the body arm, or the head have to move when you hit it. So you get to, they won't score it. So
I remember a guy called Richard Pallister, Dickie Pallister, you remember him?
Yeah.
Doing a referee's course and saying to me, if you've got more than 4 points, 5 points scored, you should be half dead. I mean, now they score into the 30s and 40s, so that gives you an idea of the difference. Still very, very skillful still, but just very different.
Would you say that that's a positive thing, or in getting more people involved in the sport?
I don't know. I think the way I see martial arts going now at the moment, I see a massive growth in like freestyle martial arts in this country. I think Taekwondo, sadly, is sort of got quite expensive to train at now. The electronic socks and body armours as such, and it's making it unaccessible to some kids that might not have that much money, and tournaments are expensive. I mean, even myself, I used to compete. I've competed abroad, and you have to pay quite a lot of money just to just go and compete in, say, Holland or something like that. £200 or £300 for a weekend, and you've got your fight fees and everything. But I mean, now obviously with the electronic stuff, it is really expensive to do. But what we've come to share at the show today is more of the old style Taekwondo, the power techniques, the spins, what it's really known for, rather than just sort of flicking the leg about. We're here for showing the power of Taekwondo.
I think the best way to equate it for me is Taekwondo now, and don't get me wrong, it's tremendously skillful. They are proper athletes, the guys that train. They're all in full-time academies, they're paid good money. They're professional athletes, really, the guys at the top, and they're very good at what they do. But the difference with the Taekwondo sport now, for me, it's probably one of the only martial arts where the tools in the ring aren't really effective on the string. I don't think. Some of them are, but a lot of them aren't. You know, like flicking people up to the head and just touching. This just wouldn't work outside. So, but that's okay if that's what you want to do, and a lot of people do. You know, do subscribe to that, and they do train that. But if you want to be effective, you know, out of the, I don't know, something 90 million or whatever it is, people that do Taekwondo, it's not even 1% of the people that compete. So there has to be something there for the people that don't and want to do the traditional stuff and self-defense, and that's what we're about more now.
Yeah.
Even though I still admire the sport, people as I get older now and sort of come full circle, I'm more into the traditional side as Paul is as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what would your advice be to anyone starting Taekwondo now?
Yeah.
You know,
find a good club. Always when you're looking for a martial arts club, do as many free trials as you can.
Definitely.
You know? Because at the end of the day, there's lots of instructors out there now, and really try and pick a style that you fit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So have a look around at different styles, not just Taekwondo. There's lots of different styles, grappling styles, sticks, whatever. Just go and explore and have a look around at what there is out there and have as many free trials as you can. Don't sign up straight away. Just have a look and see what you think's best. But the Taekwondo, I think, is a brilliant sport for young people. You know, it's a good base art that they can grow into other arts after as well. I've got friends who have started Taekwondo, they've gone into Thai, they've gone into K1, and the skills that they've got from Taekwondo, they're using in the ring, and it's to a really devastating effect with kicking techniques that we've gained from Taekwondo. And because of the tradition and discipline, it gives them a good base for in the martial arts, a traditional base.
I think if I was going to, sorry, just to add to that, I think if I was going to add to that, if somebody was starting out on a martial arts career, I definitely would say do multi-styles, or find a good MMA. But a lot of people don't really want to do the MMA because of the heavy combat in it. Really, I'm sure not all MMA classes do that, but I would definitely say find a good striking style, Taekwondo, something like that, or kickboxing, something like that. Definitely a good grappling style, and mix and learn, because you know, there are facets in different martial arts that are no good, you know, or that only certain aspects of it are very good. Taekwondo is great at distance, but if I'm being honest with you, at close quarter combat, I don't think it's that great. And so, you know, jiu-jitsu is the obvious answer for stuff like that. If you want to, you know, and I'm a Taekwondo person, but I'll be the first to admit that. So I would say like you said, try lots of free trials everywhere.
Yeah.
Try not to get with an instructor that's just going to take your money. You know, research. There's so many ways you can research instructors now in their background. So that's
I think it's interesting that you say that as well. You know, coming from somebody who's competed to Olympic level, and you've not got that ego about you. You're humble about your achievements, but you're open with how you would like, if you were to go back, other avenues that you could.
I think that's from having to learn the hard way. You know, when you get into a couple of scraps outside, which I haven't had that many, but you know, when I have had them, and it's got into close quarter combat, you know, it's hard because you know, you haven't had that training.
There is a lot of instructors out there that they try to preach that their system is the best for street self-defense. They can cover everything. The jack of alls, and but what would your advice be to instructors as well who are teaching Taekwondo? Obviously you've been talking about the traditional aspect that's been getting lost. You know, would you think that they should offer the traditional as well as the sport? Because a lot seem to focus on just one or the other.
Yeah, I try and do a mix and make sure my syllabus has got everything in it. You know,
the kickboxing as well, don't you? So
I teach kickboxing as well. So, you know, so some people train just at the Taekwondo club, some will just do kickboxing, and some do both. But I definitely think Taekwondo needs to be traditional. You know, it's got. You know, I don't like to see people just wearing sportswear and training. I like to see it done properly, and then do the whole thing. You know, do the one step, do the self-defense, do the patterns, just make it a complete art again. Like, obviously, when it becomes Olympic, it's a big thing. You know, it's a massive sport around the world. probably bigger out world than it is in this country, isn't it, Seelan?
Yeah,
like
there is.
Mexico and
Yeah, some countries
places
it's their
like
national
that.
sport.
Yeah,
say
it's
it's
a
a
national sport. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really big.
I think you've got to remember what it is you're doing the martial arts for as well when you embark on that sort of on that path. It's not just the sports side. That'll take you so far. You know, if you want your child to do something like this, you know, you've got to ask the questions why you want to do it, discipline, respect, all the fundamental reasons that you start.
Yeah.
And so try and find a club that does you know, hone in on those sort of fundamentals, I would say.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you guys for your input
Yeah,
today.
you're welcome.
Cheers, thank
It's
you,
been
Rebecca.
nice to have you on
Nice
the
to meet you.
couch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.